Today you're going to learn how to draw animal eyes. You can start by tracing a large lid or something round to give you a circle to start with. If the outside shape of your animal's eye is not a perfect circle like mine, feel free to round that off to get the right shape. I also traced a smaller circle on the inside to be the pupil. Next, choose the colors of oil pastels that you see in your reference photo and begin to build them up in layers. Remember that oil pastels are different than crayons because they're very soft and designed to be blended and layered to resemble paint. If you see a highlight somewhere in your eye where it's really bright white and shiny, go ahead and fill that in with white so you don't forget to leave that spot. It's a lot harder to make it white if you've already put down a darker color underneath it. Adding a highlight is one way to really make your animal's eye look alive. As you're working on your animal eye, look at the direction that the lines go. I'm doing a chicken eye and most of the marks are circular, but some animals' eyes have marks that go out from the center. So just look at your picture and see what you need to do. Continue to mix in more colors, looking for shadows, highlights, and just color changes. The iris is the colored part of an eye. After you get the main part of the iris colored, go ahead and start working on the pupil. Make sure to color this in solid even if you have black paper that you're starting with. You can still tell a difference where the oil pastel is on top of the same color. It looks a lot more rich. Once you have the pupil done, continue moving outward, looking at what's around your eye. There's black in the inner corner of my chicken's eye, and then it's going to be surrounded by red, which I will start here in a minute. Try to pay attention to the proportions, how big things are when compared to other parts of your artwork. You can put down kind of a base layer of oil pastels and then go back and mix in other colors on top. There's sort of a soft, scaly texture around a chicken's eye, so that's what I'm doing right now, going back with brown and starting to define the shapes that I see. If you have an animal that's a reptile, for example, you're going to be drawing the shapes of the scales. If you have fur, you're going to look at the direction that the little hairs go on your animal. The direction of your lines and the shapes that you're creating are really important, and that's one of the best ways to create the textures that you can see. Remember, texture is how something feels or looks like it feels. So we are creating the illusion of texture, even though the artwork is going to be flat itself in the end. Now I'm starting to make the feather shapes. There are lots of lines and they go in different directions. I'm also working on highlights on the skin to show that it's a different texture than the feathers around it. So I'm switching back and forth between the two to replicate what I see. Continue adding details, adding lines, shapes, blending colors, whatever you need to do until all of your paper is filled in and your animal eye is as good as it can be. Remember to step back and look a little bit further away once in a while because that's another good way to tell what your artwork is needing or if there's any areas that stick out and need more attention. And when your artwork is complete, I hope you will be proud of what you made.